Uh-oh, we got a little dirt on the camera. Hang on. Let's try to get cleaned up here. There we go. Now we're crystal clear. And high def 4K, whatever we're looking at. But anyway, welcome. It is Sunday, October the 9th. It is a huge weekend of the NFL. Like always, right now, as we're speaking, we've got some football going on in London, across the sea. The Green Bay Packers and the New York Football Giants are going at it right now. The score is 17-10. Packers getting ready to head to halftime. Aaron Rodgers 15-19, 2 touchdowns, looking really good. That running game's starting to get going with the Giants. Daniel Jones 8-13 with 81 yards. Saquon's starting to get a little warmed up, 7 for 55. So, should be an interesting second half over in London as they basically kick off the second game for week 5, basically. We had a Thursday night game. Even my Colts were in it, but we're not going to talk about it because that was awful. Terrible, boring, just awful football. Colts won somehow. So, we're never going to speak of that game again. We're going to move right along. So, Steelers at Bills in Buffalo. 1 o'clock kickoff. This one is on CBS, the Jim Nantz Tony Romo game, big game in Buffalo. The 1-3 Steelers, the 3-1 Bills. It appears that Kenny Pickett will get a start today for the Steelers. Right now, let's take a look here. Where are you? Pittsburgh and the Bills. 14-point favorite for the Bills. That's a lot. That is a ginormous spread. The Steelers kind of stink, though. So it kind of makes sense. The Steelers are coming off a loss last week to the Jets. The Bills are coming off a win at Baltimore. The Bills have won 2 out of the last 3. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they're at 18.5 points a game, letting up 22. The Bills are at 28 points a game, letting up 14. So the Steelers' offense against the Bills' defense could get really, really ugly. It could get really, really out of hand. Kenny Pickett looked better than Trubisky, which is just not anything to really write home about. I'm a Carolina fan, and I do not like Mitch Trubisky. So, did the Steelers have enough on defense to slow the Bills' offense down? No, they don't. The lack of TJ Watt, the lack of a pass rush is absolutely killing them. The Bills will roll easily. I think they're going to cover the 14. It's at home. I think that they start quick. I think that they pressure Pickett all day. I think that those linebackers get after him. That secondary is going to shut them down. And I think Stephon Diggs, I think McKenzie, I think everybody, I think even Singletary, I think the Bills are going to have a huge day, and they take the win. Chargers at Browns. 2-2 for both teams. They've both been a little weird to get here. This is a 1 o'clock kickoff. This one is on CBS as well. Greg Gumbel out of Archuleta. Let's see here. Chargers got a win last week against Houston. The Browns got a win against Atlanta. Jacoby is still the guy for the Browns. He is kind of doing a little bit better than he did here in Indianapolis, looking a little bit more consistent, but still kind of all over the place. It's a 5-yard out, and he throws it like it's a 30-yard dart, 100 miles an hour. The Chargers, they got to get Justin Herbert healthy. It appears that he's getting healthier as they are getting closer to game time. It is a 1.5-point favorite for the Chargers. I would take them. I think that they go in. I think Austin Eckler is going to have a big game. Last week, he had a season-high 109 scrimmage yards and 3 touchdowns. I think he's going to have another big game this week. The Chargers are just so dinged up. They are. I think that defense turns it up today. The Browns are obviously going to have to run the ball with Chubb and Hunt. The Chargers are scoring 23 a game, letting up 27. So their defense obviously has been struggling. The Browns have been scoring 26, and letting up 23. So their offense has been better than their defense, but I think the Chargers are starting to get a little healthier. I think that the Browns just Even though they're at home, I still pick the Chargers to go in and take care of business at 1 o'clock today. The Houston Texans 0-3-1. The Jacksonville Jaguars 2-2. This one, I'm going to guess the spread is like what, 4 or 5 to the Jacksonville, 7 to Jacksonville at home. Excuse me. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff in Jacksonville. This is on CBS with Spiro and Jay Feely. There's not much to say about Houston. Their offense is awful. Damian Pierce is decent, but the rest of the team stinks. Nico Collins is actually showing out to be a pretty good receiver. The Jaguars, they went into Philly last week. They had the early lead, and then Philadelphia just kind of steamrolled them. The whole Trevor Lawrence, he threw for 174 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick last week. Kind of came back to earth a little bit with that blitz from Philly. I think that they get the job done at home. Excuse me. I think Houston is just awful. Their offense is terrible. Their defense can't stop anybody at times. They're scoring 18 a game and letting up 23. Jacksonville scoring 26, letting up 16. So I think Jacksonville really puts the clamps on. I would take the over. I think that they not only win, but I think they win by more than 7. So I think Jacksonville does get the job done at home against Houston. Bears and Vikings, an NFC North showdown. Vikings are 3-1. The Bears are 2-2. I don't trust either one of these teams. I really don't. This is a 1 o'clock game on Fox. Adam Amin and Mark Schlereth. The Bears are scoring 16 a game, letting up 19. Vikings are scoring 21, letting up 20. I would guess the Vikings would be favored, right? They're 7.5 point favorites. I would take that all day. I don't think the Bears' defense. I think the Viking passing game will be too much, even though I don't like Kirk Cousins. I don't trust him. But I do trust Jefferson, Thielen. I think Dalvin Cook. I think that the Vikings get the job done in a big, big way. I think they pretty much just dominate this game. I don't think the Bears have a shot at all. They hope David Montgomery will play. They just don't have any weapons. No weapons at all. And Justin Fields is back there just running for his life. So, at 52 rushing yards last week. It's going to have to be more than that this week. So I think the Vikings get the job done. They cover, keep it moving. And then they're 4-1, which is amazing. So I think the Vikings get the job done at home. Lions at Patriots, 1-3 Lions, 1-3 Patriots. Patriot Pat's back. The old school Patriot logo, the really cool guy plugging the football, one of the best logos in sports, is back for the weekend. The Lions are scoring 35 a game. They're letting up 35. The Patriots are scoring 18, letting up 24. The Lions are going to move the ball. They are. They're going to throw the ball, move the ball. The question is, will the Patriots be able to move it with them? And I don't think they are. They're going to have quarterback issues. Mac Jones is not going to play. I think Brian Hoyer was going to be questionable. So we'll see what happens there. This game is a Fox game at 1 o'clock. Kenny Albert and Jonathan Vilma. I honestly think that the Lions go in and move the ball rather easily, and I think the Patriots just make too many mistakes. They're going to be fired up because of those retro jerseys and everything, but I really do think that the Lions go in and get the job done. The Patriots are 3-point favorites. I think that's being at home, Belichick. One of these days, the Lions and Dan Campbell have got to win some of these games that they're in. They're so close. They're right there. I really think today is the day. Maybe step for the rest of the season, right? I think this gets them a win at 2-3. Patriots, I mean, I just don't trust them, and they got a lot of issues. They've got a lot of issues up there. The next game, Seahawks 2-2, Saints 1-3. This is a 1 o'clock game. Seahawks are at 23 points a game, letting up 28. And then the Saints are scoring 19, letting up 24. So neither team is absolutely lighting it up on offense. Where are we at? 5.5 point favorite for the Saints. I think that they get the job done. Alvin Kamara is going to play today. I think that they run him. I think Chris Olave continues to develop. The problem is the quarterback. You got Winston, you got Dalton. They've kind of been all over the place. So I think that the Saints get the job done. I think that they win. I think that they cover the 5.5. Excuse me. I know the Seahawks are 2-2, and Geno has played relatively well. He's got Metcalf and Lockett, where he can continue to throw to those guys. I just don't trust their their team. I think the Saints have got to turn it around one of these days. They're 1-3. They're at home. This is a big game for them to kind of get the defense clamped up, get the offense rolling, start to get some people back, and I think the Saints take care of business at home. Dolphins 3-1, Jets 2-2. Teddy Bridgewater is expected to start for your Dolphins. 1 o'clock kickoff in the Meadowlands. Kevin Harlan, Trent Green on the call. Zach Wilson passed for 252 yards and has first career touchdown catch last week. I'm guessing the Dolphins are favorites, right? 3.5-point favorites, even without Tua. I think that they go in and get the job done. I think their offense is too much. That Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill combination, both of them are kind of dinged up, but it appears both of them are going to play. They're going to be okay. I just don't think the Jets have enough. I think this is going to be closer than what people think. I think that 3.5-point spread is a really, really good. That's a really, really good. That's a really, really good spread right there. So I would almost take the Jets on the betting line, but I think the Dolphins get the win. The Dolphins are scoring 24 a game, letting up 22. Jets are scoring 19, letting up 25. So I think that's where the issue is going to be. I think the Dolphin offense is going to be too much for the Jets defense, and I don't think the Jets can get after Bridgewater like they need to. So I think the Dolphins take the win there. Falcons 2-2, Bucks 2-2. Beginning of the season, you never would have thought that these two teams are tied in the division right now. Bucks are 10-point favorites. I'm going with the Bucks all day at home. Their offensive line continues to be beat up. Tom Brady does not look like himself. He's got weapon on weapon, hurt and injured and not playing and coming in and coming out. And all these people are game time decisions with Edwin and Jones and Evans and all these guys. But I still think that they get the job done. The Falcons have been a really nice story. This is a 1 o'clock kickoff in Tampa on Fox. The Falcons are scoring 25 a game, but letting up 25. The Bucks are 20 a game, letting up 17. I think their defense is just going to be too much for Mariota and Patterson and everyone in Atlanta. So I think the Bucks get the job done barely. I think the 7-point spread is a lot. I would almost take the Falcons to cover it. I just don't think that's a lot. 7 points is a lot, and I just don't think that the Tom Brady offense obviously is not anywhere near what it was before. I just don't think that it is going to be kind of lighting the world on fire and just shutting people, running away from them and just going and hiding. So I think that the Falcons keep it near. It's a 10-point favorite, actually. That's all I was looking at. Sorry. I think the Bucks win, but I don't think they cover. That's a lot. 10 points is a lot. Titans at Commanders, 2-2 Titans, 1-3 Commanders. The Titans need this to continue to be in the division talk. They are 1.5-point favorites. Washington's already starting to get a little irritated with Carson Wentz. Good throw. Terrible. So we'll see what happens there with Washington. 1 o'clock kickoff in D.C. This one is on CBS. 18 points a game for the Titan offense, 25 letting up, 18 for the Commander offense, letting up 26. The Titans are continuing to lose people. More receivers continue to get hurt. Danico Autry played really, really well on the defensive line. Last week they got the win against Indianapolis. The Commanders lost to Dallas in spectacular fashion. I don't trust either one of these teams. I don't think the Titans offense is worth the crap. I don't think the Commanders offense is worth the crap. But I do think that the Titans defense will man up, get some stops, and I think that they get the win on the road. The loser of this is going to start to really kind of feel the pressure on the division. If the Commanders go to 1-4, it's a time to start looking and seeing who some of these backups can step in and can they give a spark. 1.5-point favor for the Titans. That's not a lot. It's almost a Fulham game. But the Titans need this in a big, bad way. I think they give it to Henry, and I think that he gets just enough to get the win for Tennessee. 49ers at Carolina, our first 4 o'clock game of the afternoon. This one is on CBS, Eagle. The 49ers beat the Rams on Monday Night Football. The Panthers lost to Arizona. We are in Carolina. 6.5-point favor for San Francisco. I think that they do go cross country. They are scoring 17 a game, but they're only letting up 11. The Panthers are scoring 19, letting up 21. I just don't think the Panthers are very good. Christian McCaffrey Had 9 catches, 108 scrimmage yards last week, which is great. You got to continue to get him healthy. They've got a lot of weapons on offense. Baker's just not playing well. He's just not playing well at all season. It's kind of a continuation of what he ended in Cleveland. So, excuse me. They keep saying there's no controversy. Matt Rule is on his way out. It's just a matter of when. I think today may be the day. I think 49ers go in and absolutely lay it to them. They're 6.5-point favorites. I think that they continue to do what they do. Throw the ball to Samuel. Let Jimmy G have easy, nice completions, and that defense is just going to shut the Panthers down. Just shut them down. I think that this will be the first coach firing tomorrow. Will be the Panthers coach. 1-4. Baker looks awful. The offense looks awful. The defense can't get a pass rush. I really think that the 49ers roll in a big way. Eagles at Cardinals, 4:25 kickoff in the desert. 4-0 Eagles, 2-2 Cardinals. Cross-country trip. Eagles beat Jacksonville last week. Cardinals beat Carolina. 28 a game, letting up 17 for your Eagles. 22 a game, letting up 25 for Arizona. Eagles are 5.5-point favorites. I think the Eagles win. I think their defense is too good. I think Jalen Hurts is just playing so much better. So much better than a lot of players in the league, including Kyler Murray. Signed that big contract, and he's really been inconsistent, kind of all over the place. The Colts call him the gingerbread man from Hard Knocks last year. He's just not looking very good, very consistent. Their offense just is struggling to move the ball at times, and their defense does enough to keep you out, and then it breaks. But Buda Baker, some of those guys back there in the secondary, Jalen Thompson, they've got to be ready because the Eagles will throw it, and they'll throw a lot. I think A.J. Brown, I think Devontae Smith, I think they have a big day. I think they win. I think they cover. I think they blow them out. I really do. I think this is a relatively easy win for the Eagles. Here's a big one, 4:25, Cowboys at Rams. Cowboys beat Washington last week. The Rams lost to San Francisco. This is a 4 o'clock Fox game, the big Fox crew there. Cowboys are scoring 17 a game, letting up 15. Rams are scoring 17, letting up 23. So the defense is not in Super Bowl form. Obviously, Matt Stafford has played better. He's still kind of sporadic, making really interesting decisions. And it seems like he's missing some open players. Cooper Kupp obviously is the man out there. Al Robinson cannot get separation for the Rams, which is really, really hurting them. I think that Higbee has a big day. But ultimately, I think that Cowboy defense, I hate to, jump on the bandwagon here, but I really hate to say, I think the Cowboys are really good. I think their defense is really, really good. Parsons is awesome. Diggs is awesome. Lawrence is awesome. If they can continue to run it with Elliott and Pollard, I think that they get the win today. It's different with Pat Prescott and Rush. It's really weird because with Rush, they're just saying, here's what you do. Don't lose the game and don't be stupid and make your normal plays. And with Dak, I feel like they're saying, hey, go win the game. The Rams are 5.5-point favorites, but I'm picking the Cowboys. I think they keep the train rolling. I think Cooper Rush is a really, really good quarterback. So I think they go out there. I just don't trust what the Rams are doing yet. Their offense is really, really sporadic. They're all over the place. The receivers can't get separation. Their offensive line's having troubles. And on the defensive line, it's Aaron Donald, Bobby Wagner, and Jalen Ramsey has looked good, but then he's gotten beat at really weird times. So I just think that the Cowboys go out and get the job done. I really do. And then tonight in Baltimore, 3-point favorite for the Ravens at home. The Bengals come to town. It's 2-2 for both teams. Huge divisional game for both these teams. 2-2. Bengals coming off a win against Miami last Thursday, so they've had some time to relax. Baltimore coming off a loss to Buffalo. Miami's 22 a game, letting up 17. The Ravens are at 29 a game, letting up 25. Lamar Jackson is playing at a crazy high level. Burrow and the boys are starting to get it going. He's starting to get Jace. It sounds like Higgins is going to play. I really like the Bengals offense. I really like the Ravens offense. J.K. Dobbins is back. Seems like he's getting even more comfortable. Mark Andrews is still a gigantic beast there. But I think the Bengals go in and get the job done. I do. I think that they had that few missteps early. I think they're starting to get it figured out. Jesse Bates is back. Sounds like he's back. 100% committed right now, and I like them to go in. I think this is going to be a crazy high-scoring game. I really do. I think Lamar is a really, really good player, but I think that the Bengals offense makes enough plays against the Ravens defense. I think this is going to go back and forth. It's going to be a really, really exciting way to end the weekend. But I think that the Bengals get the job done in Baltimore. So, who did we pick today? We picked the Bills, obviously, to kill the Steelers. Steelers are not that good. We picked the Chargers to win in Cleveland. We picked the Jaguars to hold serve at home against Houston and their lack of offense. Vikings to win at home, even though we don't trust Kirk Cousins. I think the Lions go into New England to get the job done on Patriot Pat Day. I think that they score a bunch and get the win. I think the Saints get it turned around at home against the Seahawks. Dolphins go into New York. I think they win. I think Teddy Bridgewater plays well enough to win. I think Tampa gets going a little bit. I think that they struggle, but I think that they win. I don't think that they cover. I think Tennessee goes into Washington, which is going to be a terrible game. The offense is going to be really, really bad there. But I think Tennessee gets the job done. I think this is kind of a last Hail Mary for Ryan Tannehill. I think San Francisco goes cross country and destroys Carolina. I think that that's going to force Matt Rule out. I think the Eagles go to Arizona and win big, stay undefeated. I think the Cowboys go to LA. Do not trust the Rams yet, so I think that the Cowboys get the job done. And then I think Cincinnati goes to Baltimore and wins on Sunday Night Football. So let me know. Comment below. Let me know who you think is going to win. Hopefully you have a great NFL Sunday. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Central Indiana. A little cooler today, but that's okay. We're in football season, right? So thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Comment below your winners, and we'll touch base tomorrow about all that happened today in the NFL.